revisiting Escape the Nightmare by. Oh, let's see that. I want to see that. I have never seen an Escape the Nightmare. This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Who takes her insurance. Mutual.
Never watched it.
To feel good in here, to do the work of here.
Never caught my attention, so we'll see.
Hi Muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Okay, in my video yesterday, I said that we were going to be starting the Escape the Nightmare situation that Gabbie Hanna posted. And instead I got distracted fully by the Kenza Cosmetics drama. So today I am actually going to be doing the Escape the Night. So I'm sorry and you're welcome. I know a lot of people were really interested in the Kenza Cosmetics revisit those, so I'm glad I still did it.
So this is really, all this is literally me going into this blind because like I said,
really messy. And to kind of recap what I
the
said
time that I hadn't uploaded on YouTube, I was also not even getting any info on YouTube and not because I wasn't even on YouTube or watching a YouTube. What would I be uploading? You know, like at the same time I feel like I have to be watching YouTube to understand or really come up with ideas of what to upload on my YouTube. But yeah,
Gabbie Hanna was a nightmare. Like basically everyone turned against Gabbie Hanna in the YouTube space, and this was like a real reason that people were like, "Wow, Gabbie is a liar. Wow, Gabbie is a mean girl," and it all stems.
I think that was kind of coming out way before. I feel like the Vlog Squad was really trying to portray that even before this whole thing.
Where a bunch of YouTubers go in and it's like this show of them like survival and stuff.
At least that's what I would be getting every single time Gabbie would be in the Vlog Squad. I feel like they would kind of try to like.
And it's crazy because even in the time period where I loved certain YouTubers, Colleen, they were in it, and I still could not bring myself to watch it because it just was so it was so purr. Anyways, let's get to Gabbie Hanna's Exposed, and then we're going to be getting to Joy Graceffa's response, Daniel Preda's response, Rosanna Pansino's. Like, this opens Pandora's box. So if you're excited, let me know. And yeah, please make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I'm excited to jump into this one because it's been a while since I've seen this. Alright.
Let me think. Oh, there's a story I want to tell. The reason I'm doing this so silly. Also, the fact that I've been talking about my diet and weight all day, clearly thinking about that a lot. Literally texted Peyton, was like, can you get me some chocolate-covered raisins while you're out? That has to be some type of weird subliminal.
Chocolate-covered raisins is so gross.
But you can tell from her energy and how she spoke and how she speaks about herself, it's very me, like very...
Maybe it's not that deep.
Quote-unquote, I guess, pick me.
I think I left off at... Let me think. Oh. There's a story I want to tell. The reason I'm doing this is because so much stuff has popped up at once, and I never got to adequately just like defend myself, and I don't want this to be a thing that people think they can just do.
That's giving narcissism right there. I never got to defend myself. That being like, I never got to give my side of the story. I never got to like.
People would then respond to this, and everyone would
be more depth of you know.
However, in this revisit,
no, it's more of I never got to defend myself.
And I want to hear what Joey has to say, I want to hear what Daniel, and then we'll come to a collective opinion. Mother? And then we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Because again, I remember in this
sorry, but I feel like that's the only way I can really
train was on their side, but I'm
make fun of my trauma.
There's been many things on this series right now I've been willing to hear her out. This is why we're doing it. We're not revisiting this, and we don't revisit drama in general to double down on opinions we've had years, ago when we covered it. The thing is to kind of see how it's aged if we have a different opinion. And when we visited Dramageddon 1 and Dramageddon 2, my opinions were totally different, and it's fun because
I'll probably revisit this years later. I don't know, but that's crazy. I wasn't for this drama. Like I saw this, a couple clips of this on YouTube, on TikTok, like maybe a year or so ago.
If I do something wrong, if I react in a way that's embarrassing, always I apologize. But I never get an apology for what they did. And I'm so sick of this narrative that the first person to talk shit about it publicly is the person who just like wins, and you just have to apologize to that person and that's it. Because this situation was really fucked up, and I've always kept it between us because I feel like professional and personal relationships should not be public, period. And that's why I've never spoken up about shit.
I love her Nightmare Before Christmas cup. Did you see that? That's what I'm interested in. I also like her glasses.
Has been said behind the scenes by people I thought were friends for years, and I was made a mockery of by people I thought were friends for years, and then they went on publicly to throw me under the bus after pretending to be my friend for years, and as soon as it was like an opportunistic moment, just be like,
it seems to me like they were just over it, sweetie.
Gabbie, I had issues with her.
They love you and everything.
Season 2, I don't think I've ever said her name publicly, but it's not really news to anyone. She was miserable to work with for the most part. There were good moments. If she was great on camera, which she was, and she was very entertaining, I forget about all that shit. And then season 4, she was a nightmare. I'm not going to expand upon that because I don't really care anymore. It was just hard. There were a lot of diva antics. There was a lot of yelling, a lot of screaming, a lot of unprofessional behavior. It was miserable, but it turned out entertaining on the show, so I can't really hold that against her.
So I'm gonna...
Okay, I completely forgot that clip by Daniel Prada existed. I made a video on that in the moment. Oh my god, I'm having flashbacks. I remember that it was Daniel Prada that started this. He like randomly brought it up. I think he was asked a question or something in a Q&A. He was the one that started this. So obviously Gabbie Hanna is going to respond. Okay, that changes my opinion a little bit because I did think that she just started this, which again, this series has been mostly, but Daniel Prada did throw her under the bus and then she didn't respond for a while. Now here's the thing as well. Daniel Prada is allowed to talk shit about her or anything if he had a bad experience with her. And again, a bad experience can be a different opinion, or, you know, he could say it was a bad experience. Gabbie could say she had a bad experience of him. Everyone's allowed to put their opinion and their side out there. But I completely forgot that this started because Daniel Prada was the one that started it, and he ultimately finished it. But I think it is fair that Gabbie would be allowed to defend herself. Now, I have not watched Daniel Prada's main video in a while, but I remember that he made great points in it, so I'm excited to see, like, what Gabbie's take/defense is here, because I think the story against her was more damning than what she ever said, but let's get to it.
Daniel Prada, and in relation, I have to talk about Joey, because Joey also talked shit about me publicly.
Oh, there was one in season 4 too.
No, the Dish with Trish podcast. Wow, her set night is so much nicer, isn't it? Okay, 2 months after Trish's videos,
this clip was already on the Joey Graceffa one.
This podcast created the pandemic, if you think about it. The knock-on effect.
By far.
Why?
Just
so this all started in
because
2020,
one
okay.
person on the cast who just made it hell.
Really?
Wow, this is all
True that there was
2020
drama on the set
drama?
of season 4?
Yeah, absolutely.
How was Gabbie?
Gabbie was very competitive. She
would be.
She was. Like, I wasn't expecting it at all.
No,
she was Miss Bitch.
I would never play Mafia with her. You know that game?
I wouldn't play any game with her. She'll own up to the fact that she was a little nasty on set sometimes.
Right.
Because, like, I still have to deal with the repercussions of this. This situation...
She loves throwing up a drama video, doesn't she? T-Spill, Dustin Daly, Spill Sesh. Where's Rich Lux? Normally he's in
a lot of
YouTubers, of course, and I love that she's watched all of the videos because you can see the red light is complete. Like she clocked in for her shift.
When your whole niche is drama,
it's embarrassing
it's
to admit because I feel like there's this very public theme when it comes to my life
not think you're not gonna have a downfall
people were my
somehow.
friends who weren't. Dude, it's just embarrassing.
All that drama you're going on talking about, and
but I've held this shit in. Like the fact that my heart is pounding about it right now. Like I don't want to drama about you. I don't want to live with this shit anymore. It fucking sucks for real. Because like this for real dead ass is not what I want. Like I feel like I've made it pretty clear that this is not what I want, because if this is what I wanted, like I would have done this shit years ago. Like all I wanted to do for real was just work on my music and do.
She messaged Daniel Prada after the third public comment Daniel made about her. Daniel made his video after this, so the one talking about her. So she messaged Daniel and says, I would really appreciate if you guys could just let it rest, please. I'm trying really hard to just disappear and leave everyone alone, but stuff like this really hurts. He says, hey babe, I'm sorry I wasn't there or a part of that. What?
Every fucking few months.
I'm pretty sure he said more because that ish looks so cropped.
Because I truly, for real, thought Joey and Daniel were like my real friends. So this was a fucking knife to the fucking heart. So here's how it happened. My agent reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to do Escape the Night Season 4. I had done Season 2, and I did not enjoy the experience at all. And I told my agent I did not want to do it, and I told him my reasons, which were I was really dealing with a lot of very bad mental health issues, and my eating disorder was at an all-time peak. This was around the time of the monster meme, the Kenza Cosmetics thing. There was a lot of shit going on. And also, I did not like the first experience that I was there. First time I signed on to do it, I was like, fuck yeah, I'm dying to do this. But I didn't expect my reaction in that type of work environment, and it was like not good. Like, I was just unprofessional. Dude, a lot of people have a lot of stories about me.
Oh my god, not her blaming ADHD on her being a nightmare to work with. Girl, do you know how many people have ADHD and they're not nightmares to work with? Many. No,
No.
I also do want to say, she said that she was a nightmare to work with in season 2. I think it's also important to note that if she's admitting that she was a nightmare to work with in season 2, then Daniel and Joey were obviously aware that she was a nightmare to work with. Why would they want her back? Like, they also asked her to come back for a season 4.
Hoping that she would change, probably.
Even Gabbie Hanna is admitting that she was a nightmare in season 2. Why would you even bother
We've probably
having her
talked
back
about
for season
this already.
4? It seems like you're setting yourself up for
maybe it'll be different, but then it didn't end up being different.
Maybe she's changed now, but it seems like they knew
Sounds
that
like
they were getting
people
into the same way
you
that
want to
Gabbie
give
knew
people
that
another
she was a nightmare to work with, and yet she decided to do it again. You know what I mean?
Professional. I promise you that. Like, there's no shortage of them. I used to be really difficult to work with, and probably in the wrong setting, I'm still really difficult to work with. Acting, especially, like stuff on set, is just something that I personally cannot do. If I'm sitting still for too long, I need to fucking do something.
I think
doing
you
a
meant to
shoot
put
like that,
BPD.
where it's like you're there for hours.
Because
she said if I tried to like
the
edit and
way
use my
difficult
computer
people
in the
to
green
work
room, the
with.
producers would tell her to put it away.
ADHD, that's only for like kids, where it's pretty difficult to work with.
I mean, we don't know if she was like editing videos really lightly or anything, so I don't know. I can't comment on that.
More random,
sitting around doing nothing.
Okay,
even though I was really random,
when complaining about this,
because I had ADHD like so much
as a kid, where you're just sitting around,
and I still have it now.
And she's basically saying that like having ADHD, that doesn't work for her. Okay, but when you're in an environment,
and how long
like
have you had ADHD? Supposedly, there is meds, there is medication for it.
You are the
to
biggest
help
star
deter
of all
it.
time. It is a group effort. Like, you're not the biggest star, and that's fine.
This just sounds to me like excuse on
excuse,
you know?
what I mean? You're like, it's not like Meryl Streep or something where, you know, Meryl Streep's gonna be on set for an hour and you make sure that you get all her fucking scenes because she's booked and busy and she wants to go. But if you're not Meryl Streep, then you're waiting around for your time or waiting around for your turn or you're helping out or you're being a part of it. Like, yes, Gabbie, like, you were not filming 24/7, and that doesn't mean that they were just doing that because they were treating you bad. That is, like, how it works. They need you to be on call. They need you to be on call, and that's very normal in that environment. But you would have also known that if you did season 2, so why did you go back for season 4?
Honestly, probably could tell some stories about me too. I did not treat my mental health in that way because I didn't understand it. I wish I understood the shit about myself.
She loves throwing these ADHD things up, doesn't she?
Opportunities and like possible business relationships. The first time, like, I was really embarrassed about like the way I acted. I was like super.
They talked shit about me after the first season aired too, privately and publicly, so I wasn't dying to do it again. Okay, but why did she do it again? You know what I mean? Why did she do it again, and why did they want her back? Like, both of them are in the wrong here. Daniel and Joey.
Again, I feel like Daniel and Joey were hoping for better. They probably have talked about this before. They were hoping. Okay, we've talked about this before. I think.
Sure, it's like a little bit of Cloyd.
It won't be as bad, but.
I didn't like the working hours. I didn't like the working conditions. My call time for that was like 12 for like.
The working hours, because yeah, you're so used to being a YouTuber that works maximum like 1 or 2 hours a day.
For real.
We would start shooting at 7 or 8 and then wrap around like 3, 4, sometimes 5 in the morning.
That is very normal on a set environment. That is very normal in a set environment. You signed up for it.
There was literally no sleep. I cannot function like that. I'm sure there's like very professional actors who do that. In fact, like Colleen literally had like a baby on set and she managed, you know what I mean? I can't.
Isn't she the greatest woman of all time?
Oh, I know.
Shout out Colleen.
When my agent came back to me and was like, they want you to do season 4.
I love watching all this like in the future.
It was not an enjoyable experience for me. I do not want to embarrass myself like that again. So then Joey and Daniel were like, please, we really want you to be a part of the show. We loved you in season 2. You looked beautiful. Like, you brought so much like shit to it. Tell us what you need to make you.
Yeah, she brought so much shit to it.
Feel comfortable, and we'll make sure you have it. And I laid it out pretty clearly. And
Oh, she did. So she tells Daniel Prada, I need 3 healthy meals a day. 1 like as soon as I get there. If I don't get any, I'll be very sick and I'll be evil. Okay, hi, I'm back. I need chicken, fish, veggies, sweet potatoes, black beans, salad, but like the dry lettuce, and 2 1-by-1-inch strips of meat. Girl! Ain't enough because only eating twice a day. I need a full-ass meal. I'm coming straight from my trainer, so I'm gonna be hungry as hell. I'm doing intermittent... She's a nightmare!
For real.
This is really not helping her case here.
No, she's dumb.
I'm doing intermittent fasting, so I better be a Barbie by April 12th. As long as there's a healthy fat, a healthy carb, and a protein, it should be fine. And enough calories. And Daniel Prada, as much as I am not a fan of Daniel Prada, goes, gotcha, I'll have it available for you. And you can dress it as you like. Sounds good.
Daniel
and she goes, lovely. Not even a thank you. Daniel says, hi, mommy. How tall are you? Ordering some stuff. She says 5'5.5". Perfect. Also, let me know if you want anything. Let me know anything you want in the Escape at Night trailer. I'm having PAs do shopping this week for snacks or drinks. She said, I need hella healthy shit, or else I'd eat all the chips. LMAO. And he goes, me, bitch. Okay. So, her point here is that she was struggling heavily in previous times with a strong eating disorder. And she didn't want to be in an environment where she would, without speaking for her, kind of relapse or,
sorry if I'm yawning, but
not eating the things that she was planning on eating, or her routine be messed up in some way and slip into old routines to do with the eating disorder, right?
Slightly awake. I have this mixed with hybrid and indica, so I don't know.
If I'm being very transparent with you, there have been
YouTube,
many times in my life
25. I feel like I always have to say this just in case.
Have very struggled with eating.
I don't get restricted or anything, but I just always have to feel like I have to say it
for long periods of times. And that is my responsibility. That is not your responsibility. That is not their responsibility. And if I'm at work, it's not up to someone else to cater to my eating disorder or cater towards me not having an eating disorder.
Yeah.
You, Gabbie Hanna, are rich, and you can afford to hire your own personal assistant if your needs are this crazy.
Yeah.
Like this crazy. This is not Daniel Prada's responsibility, even though he is an assistant on the show. He's an assistant on the show, not an assistant of Gabbie Hanna. This is ridiculous. This does not make her look good at all. You have me siding with Daniel Prada. Do you know how bad you have to look for me to side with Daniel Prada? My number one up?
In each meal, I need a protein, a carb, and a vegetable. I sent specific meals just so there was no question, and I was promised that that would happen. That was important to me.
Sorry, it said on the screen that she had sent to her agents and it wasn't catered, so she reached out to Daniel. She says to Daniel, love you, sorry for being evil, low blood sugar, it's me at my worst. And he says, it's okay, basically. He says, I'll go to Whole Foods for a run if you need anything. She said, I had hummus this morning, I need like a protein, a fat, and a carb, LMAO. Can you maybe make me a salad at Whole Foods? He goes, sure, what do you want? This is not what he should be doing. He is running a show right now.
Yeah.
She goes, chicken, black beans, bacon, dry cranberries, and a little blue cheese crumbles. Balsamic on the side, please. And he goes, okay, girl.
Stop. And where he literally pauses, where that screenshot's
this
right there.
This does not make her look good.
I also brought up that I was extremely uncomfortable the first season. Better. My dress was very restrictive. I couldn't lift my arms. Like, that gives me...
So now we have another thing about ADHD, drinking game. Anytime ADHD pops up on the screen, take a drink. You have alcohol poisoning by the end of this video. So she's now saying that because of, like, clothes being tight, she's really uncomfortable in the show, which is a very valid thing. But can we stop with these ADHD? Like, we get it.
Severe anxiety. Like, dude, I'm a very fragile person, I know. But that's my point, is, like, I'm very forthcoming about that with pretty much everyone in my life. Because I'm trying to set boundaries and communicate clearly. This is how I am feeling. If you still insist, because I'm working on that, but I don't respect my own
Oh my
boundaries.
God, already again.
Oh. And I agree, and I'm
Hold
giving
up.
you these
Yeah,
very
for real.
clear
I'm
things
going
that
right
I
now.
need.
I
I need to meet my dietary restrictions, which, by the way, is not weird for any type of actor.
It is past 5, guys, where I'm at.
A
So.
request like dietary
It's like
needs.
6, I think.
Yeah, but not as explicit or as often or as intense as you. Normally you get a writer. Do you want some, like, Diet Cokes and, like, some chips? That is normally, or some fruit, some nuts, maybe like a salad, like once a day, like a pre-made one.
Yeah, pre-made.
Like not like on the cuff at lunchtime. You're like, go get me a salad right now. Like one that's already done in advance, kind of thing, or like what the fuck?
Personal thing. Some people need vegan food on set. Some people need gluten-free. I needed something that was fitting the needs of my eating disorder. Just like, you're a horrible, toxic person, and I'm like, was I?
Honestly, I hope I'm not overstepping any boundaries here. Again, I'm coming at a place from someone who, I don't like using words like that, but I'm someone who has lived with disorderly eating for a very long time. That's no one else's responsibility. They don't have
me
to
too.
cater towards
I've also
me.
haven't eaten.
It's my own shit. I deal with it.
I've had it for years
Sort
too.
myself out.
But I don't go
It's
out
not up
on
to
other
you to
people
cater
and like.
towards me.
Except for my boyfriend,
Even
but
if it's
he
an
has to deal with
on-set
it. That's different.
environment. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, it really is ridiculous. And I hope I'm not overstepping a boundary there by saying it, but I'm coming from a place of, like, if this was me.
Yeah, same.
Because, like, I feel like what happened is exactly what I told you was going to happen. But that's why that was such an upsetting situation for me, because I was hearing that behind.
Why is she crying?
And I was hearing that he was like playing.
She's
out
trying
voice
so
notes
hard
and
right now.
me
Look,
being
look.
upset that there wasn't,
Her
like,
looking
the
away.
proper
She's trying to
set.
remember something sad, so she could cry.
Cursing people out because they don't have the right food or whatever the case is. Like,
Not Trisha always making her way into these.
it's you, Gabbie.
There's
Think about it. Think about
Trisha's
people
in
you screwed
everything.
over.
Okay,
The
I
people
love
that
her.
you
She's
fucked
a
up their
queen. She's
set
on
because of leaving
everything.
and training sessions
Everything.
that cater to you.
The new Katy Perry video.
She causes chaos on sets because
You mind a Trisha video.
and she has to be at a
I
gym
wish I was
at 10
Trisha.
a.m. because that's her routine. You're a psychopath.
And that's like humiliating, dude. To like, it's one thing to do that like privately behind my back. Like, I know that like Daniel and Joey are two of the biggest shit talkers on the planet.
I believe it.
Including me. I was too. And that's why I don't.
I mean, yes and no.
Like, I surround myself with like,
Tana and
to know that like my
But
mental
okay, never
health
mind.
and something
I
that
love Tana, but she's very much more drama
And I
based.
don't know why in the end she agreed.
Very much more drama based.
so much and I was so forthcoming about. And like, dude, I was humiliated in that situation too. By day 3 or 4, I forget how many days I lasted there. That was day 3 or 4 of literally absolute worst case scenario what it could have been for me. I showed up to set and like one of the things they promised was like, we promise we'll get you a really comfortable outfit. They were bragging that they were like spent all this money on this like beautiful silk, and I'm like, please just make sure I'm warm. I don't want to be in heels again. Like, dude, this is like literally playing physical sports outside in costumes. Like, it's the most confusing fucking situation.
She shows a clip of her running. She goes, this is the most intense physical thing you'll ever see in your entire life. We're doing like an Olympics outside. It's a clip of her running.
And she's
So
like,
real.
oh.
And shit again this year. I want to be warm and I want to be able to like
frick?
move, because we sit in these outfits for literally like the work hours on that set were nuts. I show up on set, literally the exact same problem where I literally couldn't move my arms and I was feeling really restricted and like claustrophobic in it. I was wearing literally nothing. It was like freezing winds. Once again, I'm in heels playing fucking sports outside in heels. Like all the shit that I was promised.
Girl, you know how many performers be
the
performing
other
in
fucking
heels,
thing
and I don't mean like strippers or
They asked
anything.
me,
No,
"Are
I
you
mean like
allergic to any metals?"
celebrity
when I was
performers,
getting
like
this costume,
Beyonce
and I was
or
like,
whatever.
I'm highly
Like a whole
allergic to
full
pretty much all
concert,
metal
a whole.
except for like sterling silver, white gold. First day right off the bat, I'm wearing all of this fake, huge, chunky jewelry that did break me out in very like painful, itchy hives all over my body, not just where it was. And then by the end of the first day, I'm like, okay, there's literally no healthy food. There was like a taco on a flour tortilla with cheese. I like pulled Daniel aside and I was like, I understand it's the first day, but like, please make sure that there's like the proper food tomorrow. But it was the last day. And don't get me wrong, I was like bitching the whole time. Like I was very unhappy because I was fucking hungry, dude. I'm hungry. Not eating enough and not eating the right food. And in the mental state of every time I eat one of these like snacks from Crafty, I'm blowing up 100 sizes. So then the last day that I was there, we wrapped at like 4:30 or 5 because like there was this
like
big
her
power
body's
outage
trying
thing
to
that,
fight
like,
the
literally
truth.
postponed production like so
It's like
late.
literally,
So
it's like her body's trying to fight the
and then I
truth.
got my call time, and I was like, why? It's a night shoot, and that was something that happened to me both seasons, where like my call time was always ridiculously early. I feel like that's a full work day, and we haven't even.
That's a full work day. Maybe because, ba-dum-bum-bum-bum, you were working. I actually don't know how to respond.
Sorry, again,
It was like a full work
nothing
day
in life
for
comes
YouTuber.
easy. If you think any job is going to be any remotely easy, even just being a freaking YouTuber, especially when you're doing outside YouTube activity, this is not just a little collab or anything. Like, oh my gosh, literally.
That's why I couldn't do it because I didn't want to fucking do it, and that's honestly also on me for not respecting my own boundary. I didn't understand my.
It is on her.
Know that I just should not have done the show. I should have fucking held firm to that and just been like, I love you, I want to support you, but like this is a no for me.
She's
So
pretty much
anyways, the
saying,
last day, I was
people
absurdly
please.
ridiculous call
I
time,
people
and
please.
literally
I'm a
told
people
the producer,
pleaser almost.
no, I'm getting home. It's like 5 fucking a.m. Like I have to sleep. And they're
Her
like, well, we
body
need
is
you to do
really
your interviews.
fighting the truth.
And that was this
Like,
other
really
thing,
wanting to,
dude, it was
like, go and be like-
crazy because literally they would have me do my hair.
So look at her, she's walking. Well, you can't, but you will see it if you don't
This was
YouTube.
only a problem for Gabbie. Because the other people
try crying
knew
out
that
this
they were
edit.
signing up for
After I get out of here.
work with a call time. If you don't go to bed, who's that on? You. And your time management. Again, not to give credit to the devil, but Colina just had her baby. She made it work.
As much as we hate her,
But
she
you
did
couldn't-
work.
No, you didn't even want to.
You don't even have children. I don't even think you have any pets, girl.
Alongside it, and then you ran yourself too thin and you overworked yourself. That's the real story.
Interviews, which was like the fake reality TV portion of the show. I still don't understand the show dead ass, but there's like a reality TV portion of it where we were like playing these characters, but like it's us. I don't really know. They'd say it was for interviews, and then I'd be sitting there waiting, and nobody would come get me to do the interviews. So I was like,
Pretty sure they were trying to do like.
Because other people were probably
the office
filming
kind of thing.
theirs.
they would keep coming up to me and being like, Gabbie, okay, are you ready to do interviews? And I'd be like, yeah. And they'd be like, okay, stay put, don't leave, we'll be right back. And then they'd leave, and then nobody would come back. So I'd literally just
He's like, you want them to come back in like a little second or what?
oh, why aren't you in interviews? And I'm like, because nobody came and got me. And then they'd be like, okay, hold on, 1 sec. And then they would leave. Literally what would happen is we would start filming the episode, and I didn't do the interview. So you had me get my ass here that early. I sat here and did nothing. Here's what really fucking sent me over the edge. I got home to my fucking room, and I had an email from my agent saying, Gabbie, you can't refuse to do interviews. And I was like, I'm not refusing to do interviews. I'm literally sitting here waiting and nobody's getting me or miking me. How is this my fault? Like, I literally felt like I was going crazy. This is how I act when I'm upset. Like, this right now, my level's already up. Imagine, like, being there and being like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Look, I'll be completely and utterly freaking honest with you. I have ADHD. I have a slight BPD and whatnot. I've already gone and examined. I've already gone. I'm in debt still from therapy. Literally, therapy is a luxury. Anyone that keeps saying, go to therapy, stop attacking people about how their mental health is or whatever. When literally therapy is a luxury, not every therapist will accept your insurance, health insurance, and let alone, most of them just want the moolah, honey. Almost every session is like around 1,000, over maybe even over 1,000. So if you really want these people to get therapy, like you say, start a GoFundMe or something. I don't know, but I know that I can get to the level where even Gabbie is right now, where she's like, look, where I am right now, this is how I am when I'm cranky. Da, 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 da. I won't lie. I can get to where Gabbie is. I know that feeling. And my boyfriend can very much confirm this, because, yeah. But me knowing me, that's why I know if I were ever to even blow up on Twitch, even on TikTok, on YouTube, wherever it may be. Let's say I were to just be an influencer of sorts. Which, hopefully one day. But that's on God. That's God's plan right there. But if I still had continued this still since 16, kept the grind going, and I would have been where Gabbie was in the position, knowing where I am now, and if I still didn't get help with the money that I got from YouTube, because I didn't have YouTube money when I went to therapy and everything. If I had YouTube money and I would be able to get therapy like Gabbie, you have money. You actually have that luxury that I just said. You have the luxury to get therapy. Why did you not? Hopefully that's what she did, and that's what she went towards the light of God, hopefully, and that's not just more of her mental illness of sorts that maybe got her into that path of God, and hopefully it doesn't get any worse, because I've known of cases where people think they're getting better because they're going on that path of God instead of going on that path of getting actual professional help because of their ego. And they think because they're going to the path of the Lord, they're getting better eyes because God somehow giving them a miracle or whatever, where really that's not how God works. God is not even here with us, sadly. I don't think that's how it works if he's not here with us. I think he will do as much as he can, but I mean, but with people that go in that path without getting help, I feel like that those are the same people that later on will probably start being like, oh, I'm the new Messiah, I am the new God, like, God speaks to me and you guys need to do whatever I say. Like, I'm not saying Gabbie might go to that direction, hopefully not, but the chances are still there if she hasn't gotten professional help, because I know she very much has the luxury to go and get that professional help. I'm just hoping she has. I don't know her story, I don't know her life outside of social media or YouTube if she's back to it, but yeah, I don't know.
Waiting, I'm right here waiting for my interview. This is my fault. The entire production team, literally nobody just came. I'm sitting in the hair and makeup trailer or in the green room. I was nowhere else because there was literally nowhere else to go. You were either in the hair and makeup trailer or you were in the green room. So like, whose fault is it that I didn't do?
But she is aware that she's working, right? Even on the downtime, like she has clocked in from that so early time start. You know what I mean? Like she's working. And isn't it a privilege that you get to just sit around and do nothing and you're working?
For real, you can be on your phone or something. Go scroll through TikTok. Well, I think everyone had TikTok.
This story doesn't make her sound good. And that's not necessarily, I don't know if she's doing this to like make herself sound good, but it's like, why is she telling this?
Like, what do you want me to do? Oh my God. Anyway, so 4 p.m. the last day I was there till 7. The whole interviews thing is there. I'm still sitting there waiting to do interviews. The interviews don't get fucking done. At 4 p.m. I was like, hey, can I get some food to one of the producers? And they said, the kitchen doesn't open till 5. And I was like, what? I've been here all day and there's nothing but snacks available.
She goes, my stomach hurts so bad from eating shit I'm not supposed to eat.
Like, this is fucking nuts, dude.
And then they brought me a plate of unseasoned ground beef. I can't make this shit up. So what you're saying is they gave you food.
Yeah, for real.
So I blew up at the director. I blew up at probably Daniel and not Joey. I was very careful not to blow up at Joey. But I blew up at Daniel because
Jeez.
Oh my God. We're gonna read some of these.
Girl. And I'm pretty sure these aren't helping you either.
Let's read these really quickly.
Screenshots are probably
from Gabbie. I'm not sure who Catherine Kelly is, but can you please let her know that I haven't been refusing to do interviews? I was there in full glam for 5 to 6 before shitting to do them, and also was waiting at lunch to do them. And every time someone was going to pull me, they never said that they were ready for me. I think it sucks that my camp is being told I refuse to work. He said, I have no idea what's happening. I think they're just behind on your interviews, so either 2:50 today or 2:15 today or Monday. And then she says, clearly they're behind. My issue is people are telling my team that I'm refusing to work. Well, they should be telling your team that you're a fucking nightmare. They probably already know that. When I'm literally sitting there for hours being told, be ready for your interviews, blah, 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 blah. And you're planning on killing me off?
Oh,
honestly,
she already
fair.
knew.
Honestly fair. If you weren't planning on letting me compete to the end, you could have just killed me off in episode 1, lol. He says, Gabbie, that is not my word at all. I work on world at all. I work on storyline and creating the backstory, not the YouTube talent or anything involved. I don't plan kills or the production stuff. I'm confused as to why there's any issues whatsoever. You can tell me if you don't want to be on the show. I won't be hurt. I obviously don't want Joey to hear that because he's fragile, but I don't like hearing all these stories when it's really easy to bypass everything. And she says, I'm super unhappy because I've had like 3 requests that are totally reasonable that no one listened to and made it impossible to be any type of comfortable. Number 1, oh, there's a list. Actually have an outfit I can move in, which I know they wanted another fitting, but they asked me the day before. Okay, so basically what I'm hearing is that she did not go to a fitting. So whose fault is that? Hers. And I had full day obligations. 2, I can't wear any metal that wasn't sterling silver because I'm allergic and now I'm covered in rashes. 3, I need healthy meal options. Oh my god.
She really helped out Joey on the
pretty soon after I wake up or I'll get sick. None of that happened until I had to snap because no one listens to me until I'm aggressive. And probably because I'm not an actor, so I don't care about speaking up when shit's fucked up. So everyone else quietly bitches about it and then it riles me up more. Oh my god, I can't even be bothered to read the rest of this.
Honestly, wow.
She sounds insane in these.
She's drowning.
He was also the person who promised me that he personally would take care of my meals. It just turned into this thing of like, Gabbie's a diva, and then I talked to Joey.
Just like every other fucking woman who advocates for herself, even if she needs to fight for the bare minimum. Babe, it's not sounding like you're fighting for the bare minimum. I'm gonna be honest. It seems like you're fighting.
Yeah.
And then they lied to me and said that they wanted me to stay because I was like, dude, do you want to kill me off? They're like, no, like, we want you to stay. And then I had heard one of the producers let it slip that they were like killing me off. And then I asked Joey,
I would kill you off.
Are you killing me off?
Episode 1.
Again, and then it turns out that they did actually plan to kill me off, which was for the best. Don't get me wrong, but it's just like, dude, just be a real person. Like, nobody's a real person. Like, whatever. So anyways, the next day, I believe it was the next day, I texted Daniel and Joey, and I sent them this apology where I was like, I really did not want this to be a bad experience. I'm so sorry if I like ruined this experience for you. I'm so grateful that you like trusted me with this and that you wanted me to be a part of it. I wish I could have been better at doing this and expressing myself. But then I also wanted to express myself, which is I really didn't want it to get to this point.
Just over talking about
this is why I got here. I do think we need to like stop with this idea that like apologies have to be one way because we were both wrong.
Of her story,
I was a bitch and an asshole, which actually no, I'm not gonna call myself a bitch. I'm going to say that I had a very emotional reaction to a very emotionally triggering situation that I could have handled myself better.
Like I said, that's why the whole rocking back and forth while talking about it, like, yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say in future when people call me a bitch or a C word. I'm gonna be like, I was just reacting to the moment I was in.
Yeah.
100%. And it's embarrassing, and that's why I apologized for it. But like, to not apologize back, to not take ownership of anything that you did to contribute to that. Like, dude, you didn't respect me as a person, as a friend, as a creator, as a talent on your show. Like, how unprofessional and gross is it that you as a producer of a show, when you needed something to talk about for views, literally would throw me under the bus, when you literally were just in my home decorating it for content, when you've been coming to all of my parties, you've been inviting me to your events, except the one you uninvited me to, which that was another thing. But like, no, hold up, I can't gloss over this because it was actually so fucked. I reached out to Daniel because he tweeted something about Santa's naughty list not coming to the Christmas party this year or something. It's an annual Christmas party. I've been invited the last couple years. When I saw that was around drama, so then I reached out to Daniel and I was like, dude, it's totally okay if you can't invite me to your party. I totally understand if you don't want to be associated. And he was like, no girl, not you, like Trisha, she's the problem. And then I literally went and bought the secret exchange white elephant gift. Like, it's a $50 gift every year. I went and got the gift because he literally told me I'm invited to the party. And then I see Snapchats and Instagram stories about that. That's whatever. I apologize to you.
Okay, well, that's shitty. You know what I mean? That's shitty if they continuously were saying that, you know, it wasn't her they were saying was uninvited from the party or not invited to the party. And we're saying, no, we're talking about Trisha. And I'm pretty sure Trisha went to it, but they were talking about Gabbie. And then she gets the present because they said, we're fine, you're coming to the party. And then she doesn't even know when the party happens. Like, that is shitty on their behalf. It is.
And then the second was popular.
Yeah, that's high school.
Like, there's no other way around that. Because you're either being fake then and pretending to like me for content or followers or to be on your fucking billboard, or you're being fake now when you threw me under the bus the second you felt like it was safe because so many people were doing it. I took ownership for my mistake of that to you personally, both Joey and Daniel. I texted Joey and I was like, dude, I wish you would have just talked to me. Like, I thought we were past this. So then he told me that he accepted my apology then, but then he decided he didn't accept it, which is fine. If you want to unaccept your apology, it's weird, but do you. I guess that's your right. But I think it's also kind of fucked up to like go onto a public platform without at least coming to me first and being like, you know what, I thought about it and I still want to talk about it. I'm still upset. But no, you went and talked shit about me on a public platform. That's fucked up. I don't know, dude.
Well, I mean, did she reach out to any of the people she's making these things on beforehand?
Whatever. It's so embarrassing finding out how many people did not give a fuck about me. Like, I went through my life without friends. Like, that's not a friend. That never was a friend.
I did too.
That was
so
somebody who never liked me, never cared about me.
I mean,
and also caused a lot of.
Granted, if I get backstabbed like that, maybe
coming
okay.
back
I get
to my
what
ear
you're
about.
from, actually. If I come to the community of YouTubers and then I get backstabbed by my new friends of the community of the YouTuber
provoking that to be a reality
out of my hometown community, yeah, considering everyone in my hometown also
if you were doing
was
all that to
treating me
me, I would
shitty compared to just
for
for being whitewashed Hispanic.
You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous to think that I'm not going to talk shit about you if you are making my life so hell while I'm already stressed out. Nah, I'm gonna talk shit about you. I'm gonna be honest, babe.
This person said this, like planting shit in my head that caused me like real drama and repercussions and shit. Like, just sucks, dude. I'm tired of like the fake woke conversations about like we care, like about mental health and we want.
Not me and Gabbie having the same earrings right now.
Mental health. Let's normalize respecting people's boundaries. I'm doing my part the best I can. I'm trying to work on myself and I'm trying to communicate clearly what I need, and then to just like
health, but when
whatever, dude. You get the point.
Who knows
That's
who
my
has,
side of that story, anyway.
Well, you were communicating what.
If you're a person who knows who has certain mental health issues, and you are not helping yourself, which, again, I'm in debt in it. Will I try again if I get out of myself in debt and I gain money and I'm probably in that same position of Gabbie Hanna with financially? Yeah, why not? But until then, I have to get myself into this debt. But you, like I said, Gabbie, granted, I doubt she'll ever watch this, but Gabbie herself has very much enough money, to, like I said, to go and get therapy. You keep talking about and popping up this whole ADHD, like info about ADHD. But if you know for a fact, if you have ADHD, like 100,000%, or even BPD or anything, any kind of mental illness disorder, or like any kind of mental illness, if you do not do anything to help yourself in any sense of way, whether it's therapy, whether it's counseling, whatever it may be, if you do not do anything to help yourself, if no one sees that, you really think they're going to care about it throughout every single time about your certain mental health issues? If you really don't put an effort into getting better. I'm pretty sure Joey, Daniel, oh my gosh, I'm burping so much just from drinking every single time she kept posting that. But I'm pretty sure that Joey, Daniel, anyone else actually cared about this whole mental health, anything about mental health, anything to do with mental health, whether it's what you go through, what anyone goes through, any other kind of whatever. But again, like I said, if there is no change in you, when no one sees that you're actually trying to do better, trying to change, trying to put that mental illness to the side and come out better and bloom, whatever. There's a certain point where people just, they're like over it, sweetie. Especially when you got out that ugly to the point where you're literally screaming about how you're hungry and this and that, and like pretty much coming out like a diva. And then you're saying it's mental health with it. It's mental health in it. It's mental health. Okay, but what have you been doing to get better? Now it's different. Okay, I'm not talking about now. Now it looks like you probably did get help and everything, Gabbie. It looks like it. To my perspective, from what I've seen in social media, it looks like it. For all I know, it could be an act again. I don't know. But from the looks of it, it looks like she did better. Don't know. Hopefully she did. But back then, you didn't.
But it was ridiculous what you needed,
YouTube,
and you could have organized it
start
yourself.
any
You're in a
drama
working
or try
environment,
to
and they
bring up
shouldn't have
that
to cater
old
towards you
drama.
that much, because they're already working with so many other people.
And of course, I'm sure it falls in the middle.
Exactly.
Like there's always three sides, despite what Rice Gum said.
People say there's two sides to every story, but there's literally only one side.
No, there's always 12.
Disrespected.
What are you
I felt
talking
that
about?
Fair boundaries, which were appropriate.
It's always like 12,
time to
20
rest,
sides to
my
every story,
dietary
because the
needs,
story
a
always
costume that I
changes.
felt
Okay, dietary needs have already been through that. The costume from
But so far, there is always one story, and it has lined up.
That's on you for not
With Joey's and hers, it has definitely lined up.
and can perform physical
Even just from the evidence she has shown, she has not put herself in the best light.
Jewelry that didn't break my entire body.
No, the jewelry thing, I can't wait to hear the other side of the story, because
Did I hear
as of
that?
right now, it's ridiculous if she was
know
only
if she
given the
divided
jewelry that made her break out. I'm excited to hear the other side of the story in that, because right now it sounds very bad on Daniel and Joey, but
Oh,
I'm excited to hear
really?
the other side.
Total bitch. Also, sometimes I'm a total bitch. For real. Generally, I'm a direct reflection of the energy that's given to me. I really know that about myself. If you are kind to me and treat me with a semblance of empathy and respect, and like I can tell that what you weren't trying to hurt me. In fact, I would go as far as to say that my biggest fucking downfall is I try way too fucking hard to make excuses for people because
she's an empath.
Know how troubled I've been and the way that I've acted in situations that I'm not proud of. I can understand when somebody's being kind of a shitty person, because I wish that a lot of people didn't just push me to the wayside when I was struggling, and that's a very codependent mindset, and that's something I've also like, I don't know, dude, I just feel like at this point, dude, there's so much I needed to get off of my chest. I just don't feel good like going through life like I've been giving myself too much anxiety, trying to...
You can both hurt and be hurt. Apologies more than often should be mutual. Well, if they're deserved. Okay, I feel like I've pretty much said everything. I'm excited to hear the other side of the story now. Again, a lot of the things that she said was kind of her just preaching on about, like, yes, I was a bitch. And I'm like... Okay, wait, so why are you saying that and then being like, they owe me an apology? For what? You saying that you were a self-proclaimed bitch? Like, I'm excited to hear the other side of the stories on this. Let me know your opinion of her video. I actually thought it was going to age a little bit better than what it did, but it aged exactly how it was the first time I watched it.
Yeah.
Deranged. Alright, I will see you in my next one. I'm very excited to jump into the
hasn't,
responses.
You know, responding about anything anyone else put out about her, you know. It speaks a lot. Because she has the time and energy to make a whole video, to put all these screenshots, all this stuff, and still kind of come at people for how they felt about their experience with her. Which everyone's entitled to their own opinion, you know. So is she, compared to how she felt with them and whatnot. But for you to still not come out about it and be like, you know what? I know I did wrong or whatever, you know, that shows a lot of maturity. If you especially come out here and be like, you know what, I was a bitch. I was a bitch, and I'm into that. Move on. Sorry, not sorry, or sorry. Will you accept my apology? If not, then I don't know. You know, you probably did something more than just that whole ish with that whole stuff that they won't accept the apology for. But again, that's why, again, I feel like half the time these influencers, celebrities, whatever it may be, they need to resolve stuff like this in private. Not everything needs to be resolved in the public eye. Okay? And then if you guys do, then you guys can come to the public and be like, hey, we resolved it. That's all you guys need to know. We move on. We digress and progress. And yeah, that's it for that. This video already like an hour and some long for me, or this live, I should say. I'm gonna have to edit this down as much as I can. Who knows how much, but yeah. I love you guys so much. If you guys want me to continue to rewatch old drama that I missed out, let me know what I missed out. Because I've been gone since, really outside of YouTube, really I think like since, 2020 from now, I think. I kind of just came back to it. So for 4 years I've been gone. I was still kind of watching it a little. I was still watching it in 2019. I feel like 2020 is when I got out of it. I feel like COVID time got me so depressed that I was just watching a lot of movies and TV shows and didn't really want to watch other people possibly doing more than what I'm doing, which is being locked in. So yeah, granted I wasn't even locked in that much. I kind of went out a lot during lockdown. I feel like I could have vlogged, but I didn't. But whatever. That's my fault. But anywho, guys, if you guys want me to react to any more, let it down in the comment section below. And yeah. So I'll see you guys next time in the next video. Peace out. Love you, Girl Scout.